What's going on, everybody? Richie here, Hybrid Athletics with Kiki and Kookie, two little girls. We're just hanging out, having some morning coffee, thinking about the training session, and I've made an observation lately. Something crazy is happening to my body, and what's crazy is that I'm making beginner gains, but I'm not a beginner. So how is this possible? Well, I think we have to go back to where it started for me. So I'll use myself as an example. You know, I took a year to just do cardio, lose a lot of weight. Just did cardio and yoga, boxing and yoga, lost 75 pounds. Got lean. Everybody was complimenting me. But to be completely honest, I was skinny fat. I was skinny fat, but the transformation was just so dramatic that I looked so much better in comparison to what I had been, that I was getting compliments left and right. But you know, what caused me to do that was that I had an injury. I couldn't really train the way I wanted to. I had a lower back injury from squatting and deadlifting with bad form. After I lost that weight, I got interested in body weight training. I liked the minimalist aspect of it. I liked that it seemed safer for somebody that had pre-existing injuries and predispositions to certain injuries. I found Convict Conditioning. Did the big six moves, right? Progressed every single day, every single workout, progressed for, I don't know, 6 months straight, till I eventually started doing weighted calisthenics. Now during that time, my body went from being skinny fat to just lean and muscular. Like, I definitely put on muscle, I definitely got stronger, I got more proficient in body weight movements, my mobility increased. You know, it was just all around just improvement in my overall athleticism, development, and performance. You know, and then after that, I kind of freestyled for a while. I was doing like a lot of weighted calisthenics. I wanted to jump higher. It's always been a goal of mine to dunk a basketball. So I got into doing like a vertical program in addition to my own calisthenics program. So for upper body, I'll be doing calisthenics, my own thing. And then for lower body, I would do a vertical program. So there was weightlifting involved, but it was mostly unilateral movements. It was like a lot of lunges, step-ups, lighter weights, goblet squats, emphasis on stability. So no heavy barbell movements really at all. I did do some trap bar deadlift for a while, but you know, that's not really a barbell movement, it's a trap bar, but you get the point. Anyways, that actually got my legs pretty developed as well. But, you know, recently I wanted a new challenge. I linked up with a few of my buddies. They're doing barbell movements. And, you know, like I said, I've made really good progress with the calisthenics. I got to the point where I could do pull-ups, you know, at 195 pounds with an additional 100 pounds wide grip. I got to the point where I could do dips with an additional 150 pounds, muscle ups, not the most strict form, but I could do a set of 10 muscle ups using some momentum and some leg drive. Was getting to the point where I could do eccentric one-arm pull-ups, just lowering myself. So I definitely pushed pretty far with the calisthenics, you know, past the novice phase, I would say well into the intermediate phase of calisthenics training. But I wanted to get into barbell moves. Pretty much what happened was I started stalling a little bit, right? Because I got to the intermediate point, and then it's just harder to progress, right? And you get really good at doing the movements. So sometimes what happens when you get really good at doing a movement is it becomes easy for your body. It no longer has the same stimulus because it's no longer the same challenge when your body is so proficient. Your nervous system is so adapted to doing that specific move that it doesn't have this, your body doesn't have the same response. So I wanted to do barbell moves. I looked up intermediate program. I found Jason Blaha. I know a lot of people hate Blaha. I looked into it, and now even after looking into it, I'm really still not 100% sure why. I like the information he puts out. I like it. He preaches a minimalist program with systematic progression. So his intermediate program is, I read it, I was like, this is the exact same thing as Convict Conditioning. It's just with barbell moves, right? And the barbell moves, I think a bigger aspect of performing the barbell moves is fatigue management. Because with the bodyweight training, I can train bodyweight every single day. I could do, pull-ups and handstand push-ups one day, and then I can do squats and bridges the next day, and then I can do push-ups and leg raises the next day, and now my body, I'm completely recovered. It hasn't taxed me so bad to the point where I can't train the day after that, and I can continue to just kind of mix and match those 6 exercises and just continue to progress and train every single day. The barbell moves are a little more taxing on the nervous system, so fatigue management is more important. So that's pretty much what I had to look up, and that's what I've come to realize. So what's happening is I want to do these barbell moves. First of all, the calisthenics and the jump training got me to it's laid a foundation, because the very first day coming into the gym to do barbell moves again, my bench press is 250. Now these numbers are nothing to brag about. I'm not saying I'm the best bench press or squat. I'm a superhuman power lifter. I'm not saying that, okay? So I'm not saying these numbers to brag, just giving you an honest, an honest account of where I was at when I started. So 250 bench, 250 squat, and 350 deadlift, right? These are all approximate. So really not bad, because I don't see a lot of 190-pound guys go to the gym their very first day, bench press 250, squat 250, deadlift 350, the very first day. So that's a good starting point. But what happens is, now this is what's happening to me right now, is that as I progress through these movements, my body is responding like a complete beginner. Like, I'm just getting thicker, stronger, I'm maintaining leanness. I'm maintaining my leanness, but I'm eating, just to be completely honest, I'm eating almost whatever I want right now. Almost whatever I want. I'll have a week at a time where I eat whatever I want. And then I'll be like, okay, I'm putting on a little bit of fat. Maybe I need to go back to eating just whole foods and tracking calories for a week. But it's kind of cool because recovery is not an issue when you're eating whatever you want. I know I'm getting my 190 grams of protein in because I'm drinking my protein shakes and I'm eating a certain amount of turkey every day. So I know I'm getting my protein, right? So I know as long as I'm getting my protein and I'm in a surplus, I'm gonna build muscle, and that's really what I'm concerned with, more than just being really shredded. I got lean, I got down to that 9% body fat. It's not sustainable, and now I'm at that point in my life where I'm starting to get over those body image issues, and that's a real thing. Like, guys have body image issues because you see guys on steroids all the time. That's pretty much what's promoted in the fitness industry. Whether you know they're on steroids or not, or whether they admit it, that's a whole other topic. But I'll get into that video at a different time. But pretty much what's happening with these big barbell moves is that it's hitting different muscles that maybe weren't getting stimulated in a different way, and they're responding differently. My lats. Now, I already have big lats from doing a lot of weighted pull-ups over the last couple of years, but The deadlifts, they just take my lats to another level. The squats, taking my abductors and my hamstrings, where my hamstrings connect to my glutes specifically, taking it to a completely different level. They haven't been targeted like that. My calves, my calves are kind of pressed up against that couch right now, but I used to have straight just chicken legs, guys. Now the jumping did a lot, but right now the barbell movements are making them respond in a weird way, As far as like upper body development, I've always had pretty like developed arms, shoulders, but even those getting a different stimulus. My upper chest is starting to come in from doing standing press. So pretty much what's happening is that I'm milking the last bit of my beginner gains. And now, in my mind, I have no doubt that that's the correct path. That this is the correct way to if you want to start training, do body weight. Get to the point where you're intermediate in body weight. And once that progress starts to stall out, start doing those barbell moves. Because not everyone can safely just go into the gym and start doing barbell moves. I know I could not perform a correct air squat when I first started training, taking training seriously a few years ago. I could not perform an air squat. So no, I don't think everyone should just go into the gym and start doing barbell moves. When you really think about it, the squat is a body weight movement anyway. It's just you have an extra resistance. So get good at air squats. Get good at lunges. Develop your legs using body weight first. In my mind now, there's no doubt about it that's the correct way to go about it. But if you can get gains from doing the bare minimum, you might as well do the bare minimum first, get those gains, and then make it harder. Don't make it harder on yourself from the get-go. That's my philosophy now. But yeah, like I said, I took the body weight to an intermediate level, started stalling out a little bit. Barbell moves, come in with the barbell moves. Now, I'm a novice to intermediate in most of these lifts. If I can take these barbell moves to advanced, you think that's not going to transform my body, even as someone who's been training for years now? You think that me putting 150 pounds on my deadlift isn't going to transform my body some way, somehow? Putting 150 pounds on my squat, putting 100 pounds on my bench press, you think that's not going to transform my body? And not to brag, but I'm already at a 23.5 or more FFMI, fat-free mass index. For those who aren't familiar with what that is, it's a formula used using your height, your weight, and your body fat percentage to give you a number calculating your the amount of lean mass on your body. Now, they say it's very difficult or impossible to get over a 25 as your score as a natural athlete. Now, me as a lifetime natural athlete who's just getting into barbell movements, I'm already at 23.7. So I'm hitting 24s this year. That's all I can say. Which, by the way, I have to say, over 22, you're in the top 5% of the entire population of the world. So like I said, if I was to tell you I'm in the top 5%, you're probably like, nah, you look like kind of like a regular guy, but I could tell you work out, but you don't look like one of these freaky bodybuilders. But that's just the truth, guys, is that I'm in the top 5% as a regular guy who has a manual labor job and doesn't train full time. So these barbell moves, I think, is what's going to help me milk the last bit of those gains, push me to a 24 or above, and then from there we can take it from there and see what happens. But I just wanted to share that experience with you because I think that it can help a lot of people out there. I've been having a lot of fun doing it, and just looking back at my journey leading up to this point, I could say that I truly believe that is the optimal way to go. I could have saved myself a lot of time. So, you know, there might be someone else out there who's just getting into training, wondering where to start. From my experience, I would say Convict Conditioning, or like a minimalist calisthenics program. Take it to the point where you can start doing weighted calisthenics. Once you start stalling out on the weighted calisthenics, start doing barbell movements. That's the order. Compound barbell movement. I'm still only doing 5 or 6 moves. Still only doing 5 or 6 moves, and then accessory work. But that's the key, guys. That's the key to maximizing your beginner gains, and then from there, you know, the work gets harder and the rewards get smaller, but not really, because getting stronger and maintaining strength and looking good it's the best reward that there is. You can't put a price on it. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, go ahead and leave me a like. Don't forget to subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at Hybrid Athletics. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the box below, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Take it easy. I'll talk to you next time.